Hi, I'm Ollie.
I'm Brad.
And you're watching Epad, the show that's not unlike Lindsay Lohan. We're kind of edgy, nobody watches us, we smell faintly of alcohol, and we're riddled with syphilis.
And my liver hurts.
Okay, so we're kicking things off with an HBO original that's set in the country of Chile. I've never heard of Chile.
I think you meant Chile.
Oh, right. As in...
And you know where the place that exports all the wine that we drink? That's the only thing I know about Chile is 1, lots of drugs, and 2, wine.
This is true. Chilean wine does actually mess people up as well. It's kind of interesting. Maybe it's because of all the drugs.
Probably so.
I kind of feel bad because, like, everything when you think about it from South America, you just automatically go, oh, you know, drugs. Don't drink the water and drugs.
Drugs and...
Juarez, Mexico. What do you, would that be how you advertise Chile if you were in the tourism board? Not as bad as Mexico.
Yeah, that would work. That's all they got going for them.
Less stabbings. More chance you'll survive. Welcome to Chile.
And didn't Paddington Bear come from Chile?
What?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, this show's called Profugas, or Profugus, or Profugus.
What do they speak in? Is that Chilean they speak in Chile?
You ever wonder what happened to that guy that played Will from Will and Grace?
No.
Neither have I. When was the last time you even thought about that?
Never.
I know, but we have to, because he's in a movie that we're talking about, apparently.
Wait, that was the guy who, let's see, in real life, he was a straight shooter, but in the show, he was a little,
A basketball player.
Some batting.
Yes, he was a basketball player.
He would dunk all the time.
Yeah.
Just BAM!
Just raining threes all day long.
Yes, which was always kind of peculiar, because it's not like there's no basketball players in Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
You shall not pass!
Like, they got to get a football player to play a basketball player, but really Hollywood's just riddled with basketball players.
Yeah.
Swish.
Yeah. Shook. See what we did there? Booyah. Anyway, this movie is kind of like a cross between The Shining, Cabin in the Woods, Cabin Fever, House on Haunted Hill, and any sort of cabin-house combination that you can think of. But because everyone's used the word cabin and house and all sorts of stuff before, it's named something else.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's
It's called Barricade.
Nothing. Check downstairs, check the bedrooms. I think it's time for a lunch. What do you say? I'm hungry. How about you guys?
Lunch? It's nighttime, Daddy. What's wrong with you?
What is...
So up next, things continue as Epad usually does, because we have a straight-to-DVD sequel. However, it gets a little strange, because Brad knows more about this movie than I do.
It's not hard to do, because how much do you know about this movie?
Nothing.
Okay. I know a little bit about it.
Yeah, but you don't know why you know that. That's the weird thing.
I know things about this movie, but I have no recollection of watching it whatsoever.
But you know more than Nick.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
This is weird. Anyway, what's it about, Brad?
Well, it's a horror flick about exploiting all the urban legends that you hear growing up.
You mean like Scottish people having souls?
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
that's in there. There's a guy who goes on a date, gets drugged, and he wakes up in a bathtub. His kidneys are removed. All those horror stories you hear growing up.
Right.
Things like women have feelings.
Anyway, there's lots of weird ways to die in the world, and we put together a list of things you shouldn't do if you want to survive longer than tomorrow. So first up, we have never stay too long in a tanning bed. Because apparently it's like roasting a turkey.
You could use some time in a tanning bed, by the way.
Tell me something I
I
don't
can
know.
see your heart.
Next up, Sounds like a weird one, but you know, it's something that everyone's grandmother used to tell you.
My grandmother used to tell me always wear clean underwear in case you have a car accident or something like that. Because apparently the first thing that happens if you're in any sort of accident, they just cut all your clothes off.
Yeah, and then they're gonna treat you, and they're like, no, we gotta save this guy. Oh no, he's got ridiculous underwear. No, leave him to die. It's like, what? It's like, I guess our grandmothers are always worried that we're only gonna get remembered because we pooed ourselves. I don't know. But let's be honest, if I'm gonna get hit by a train, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna poo myself.
Pooing myself right now.
But this one is, always wear nice underwear if you intend to get your face eaten by killer bugs. And the last one is never relieve yourself on an electrified fence.
Could it be that I was wrong about the night we met, and always be.
Okay, so up next we have an older movie starring Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
You can't pretty much go wrong with Kevin Bacon, apart from, you know, Footloose and other movies. But this is the one where he's being kind of, you know, because Kevin Bacon could do that whole friendly thing, but he's also really good at being a psychopath.
He's got a creepy face if he wants to.
Big time! So this is the one where he's being all creepy on a river.
River Wild.
No, not River Wild. It's
So the other one, Whitewater Summer.
White Water Summer from the 80s,
Yes.
where he's got a...
Yeah, and he's like, he's with the family, and wait, is this the one where he's with the family and he gets hit in the head with the...
No.
What?
No. So it's River Wild is the one with the family.
All right, so is this the one where he's with the three boys? Sean Astin's one of them?
Put your helmet on.
Or is this one where he's with the family and he's creepy in a boat? He's creepy in a boat.
Both of them he's in.
Right.
But when he's on the River Wild is when he's an escaped convict. Well, he's a robber. And he's
Okay,
there with
which
John C.
one?
Reilly.
Which one does he get hit in the head, and you get very empathetic with him? And John C. Reilly's. in it.
Both of those you kind of, because like there's a bit of drama on the river, right? But you see in River Wild is where he gets hit by the. Like
But
Sean
yeah.
Astin being the guy from the Goonies.
Wait, is he a guide in this movie or is he a criminal?
He's a guide, but he behaves like a criminal. That's the weird thing.
When I say no, I mean no. This is not a vacation.
It
So-
kind of creeps me out.
Why did three boys hire a guide?
But I don't know, and then he kind of bullies him, right? But then it's only in River Wild where he's got the gun.
Wait, who's the dad?
Because your son wants to be with me instead of you.
The dad is the guy from Good Night and Good Luck.
What?
Right, directed by George Clooney. But this one, Whitewater Summer, is where
Sorry.
John Astin...
Hang on a minute. Nick, Sean Astin's in this movie we're watching now, right? He's in Goonies.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Sam.
Anyway, Whitewater Summer. Have a look.
Kevin Bacon doing some bullshit.
All right? All you have to do is gut it. There's nothing to it. Now, why don't you clean the rest of these? And we'll finish loading up the canoe.
No! No way!
You'll do it. And you're gonna stay here until it's finished.
Wow, what are they?
I don't know.
This is, okay, this is weird. This is like a serious movie.
Yeah. Well, this is Epad, ladies and gentlemen, where we like to basically find jokes in any movie and just basically tear them apart. And, you know, make jokes out of inappropriate situations, and we kind of like to be a little bit edgy, but this is a little bit too edgy for us.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, you remember how funny it was when that guy shot like 20
just
people?
terrorized the
With
whole
a
city.
sniper, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we're showing. It's DC Sniper, 23 Days of Fear. So I don't think there's any way we can make any jokes. We've just got to kind of
But
leave it at that.
when I was in college, I had a prophylactic failure, and I lived through 23 days of fear myself.
so up next we have a Batman movie with many great Batman movies, many terrible Batman movies, but this is an animated Batman movie.
See, I know you say that because you think I'm gonna like tune out or make bad jokes.
Yeah.
I've decided that I'm gonna be more professional and I'm gonna really focus on working through these links with you. I'm not gonna just make fun of animated movies now. I'm in, I'm committed.
Really?
Yep, time to get a raise.
You said you're gonna be more professional. You need to be professional to get more. Anyway, okay, so fine. This one is actually based off
Which one is?
Batman Year One.
Okay.
It's based off Frank Miller, who's the...
I'm not ready. I have the means, the skill. But something's missing. I have to wait. I have to wait.
You may have been concerned recently, as we were, when Epad wasn't nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah,
And yeah,
a bit slighted.
I know. Apparently it's because the runtime isn't long enough to get nominated for an Emmy.
Definitely what it
It has
was.
to be the only reason, because the level of professionalism that's on display right now is just, it's to a level that is pretty much unrivaled.
People often stop me and ask me, like, how many takes do we go through a day to get such filming perfection?
To get it perfect.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, is it like David Fincher? Is it like 56 takes? And we're like, no, it takes a few. But we never made mistakes. When, of course, we all know that's complete and total rubbish. However, over New Year's Eve, we did have our Max Marathon.
You mean Max Action Marathon?
The action marathon for men.
Where we quite strangely were wearing very tight shorts because Nick told us to.
Yeah.
Handlebar moustaches, and things got a little bit weird very, very quickly.
Yeah. There was a definite lack of sleep that day as well.
Yeah. But you should also know we did absolutely no preparation for it whatsoever. And so we just were kind of winging it, and it ended up being ridiculous to a level heretofore unmatched in Epad. So what we decided to do was put together a blooper reel to show you what it's actually like here at Epad in between all the really good takes that you get to see.
Enjoy this.
I like to jump on motorbikes like this.
Sorry, my knees gave way.
Bradley, you know how this exercise is both 80s and homoerotic.
Yes, I do. And speaking of, up next we have a fantasy flick.
Ow!
Firewalker! Firewalker! Hello, men. If you've been waiting. Up next is the movie Hannah.
Sorry.
Up next is the movie Hannah. Up next we have the movie Hannah, a movie about a child assassin. It's also...
You remember how when we were in Vegas, you told me that all you ever wanted to see was a 72-year-old black woman dance with just a pair of feather fans to cover herself?
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have the movie for you, because quite strangely, we have Star Trek V: The Final Frontier, which it was nominated for Worst Movie of the Decade at the Razzies, and I will fight that, because I own it, and it's really not that bad, but it was directed by...
This is the one William Shatner directed.
Yes.
This is the one where he argued to direct it so much that he took a pay cut in order to direct it.
And then the whole movie took like a budget cut as
Yeah.
well, because Leonard Nimoy had directed the last few.
Yes.
Yeah, and they've been really good. So Shat took over, and then promptly shat all over it. So it was just, all it was excess shat. No. And basically, we ended up with him arguing with God. But why does God need
The starship.
And he said that 86 times. Anyway, Uhura, still hot at 72.
Hello, boys. I've always wanted to play to a captive audience.
On that note, we're spent. See you next time on Epad. Bye.